Hello, this is Clifton Greer. I went to the Harn Homestead. I was only able to get around 2 pictures actually from the place because my laptop and everything and was just messing up, and I was only able to really recover 2 of the pictures. But I enjoyed this experience. It was a great time to go for a field trip. It was almost like getting to go on a field trip again, like when I was a kid and everything. But Harn Homestead is about 20 minutes away from campus. It is a really cool experience. You should try to go experience it. It gives you a chance to like step back in time at the museum and learn about the territorial life of Oklahoma, and it shows you some of the original land run property, and you can even schedule a visit and see like what the early settlers were living like. So this is the first picture that I have is from here. It is the Harn Homestead is a national treasure that celebrates the territorial history of Oklahoma. It offers a hands-on experience. Visitors can go in there, and it's like a territorial farm, and it was like a one bedroom house and 1 room schoolhouse and everything. It was a Victorian home. Came around after the land run in April 22nd, 1889. There was many disputes and claims about what was going on, and so presidents had to figure out what to do with these different kind of things, and it was just a lot of process that no one really wanted to go through, and it was just a long, tedious, just keep fighting for things, and then things wouldn't work out when they wanted to get these kind of things, but it was just so hard. And then once they eventually got it, they named it the Harn Homestead, and then Mr. Harn purchased the land near downtown Oklahoma City and developed several neighborhoods and then around this area to just keep progressively going with it. And then Mr. Harn donated 40 of his acres when the state of Oklahoma relocated the state capitol building from Guthrie to Oklahoma City. His neighbor, Mr. Culberson, actually donated 40 acres also, and then now the state capitol sits on Mr. Harn and Mr. Culberson's land, which they were fighting for, getting all this stuff for, all these acres and all this different kind of stuff with the president. So this is the first picture. I think this is like the school. This is like this 1 room schoolhouse, which is really cool to see. And then the next one, I do not fully know what this one is, but it's kind of like just gives you a story about what was going on here, what was going on. It just shows the houses that they were living in and everything. And this is it all started Mr. Harn was done with his federal appointment, and his wife wanted him to return to Ohio, but Mr. Harn wanted to agree to live in Oklahoma and just realized it'd be cheaper and different kind of things like that. So they went through a long process of doing all these things, and they had to, just to keep this house, everything going, they had to their children had to keep it going. Everything just had to keep fighting and just keep processing through these different kind of things, which was really hard probably for the family just to keep that going. And so another thing I found was Harn's niece Florence Wilson deeded the property to the city, and she did though with expectation the homestead would offer educational programming to children and become a children's museum. And to continue with her wishes, it actually is still able to do this and became a more hands-on interactive experience for people to understand what was going on. So they had have the full understanding of history, and it was just even 100 years ago they still have some of the things that look the exact same, which is incredible to see, because just you don't ever truly get to see things that just work around like this anymore. Everything wants to be modernized and everything just wants to do this different kind of things, but I think it's just really cool that they keep things the same. And just my overall opinion of just why I think this is significant and we should think about it in our history books, and we should really learn about it for Oklahoma history, is that it kind of just it's hard to say, but we just keep going through the process of not really understanding what was going on in the territories and just different kind of that. This actually gives you the full view of what it was like to live there, and not have to just think about it. We actually get to see it for ourselves and actually see what it was like to live in territory. What was it like to have a 1-room schoolhouse they had back in the day, and what were they were living like back in Oklahoma. So I feel this is just a deeper understanding that we could have of what Oklahoma could be like, and I feel that is why it's so important for us to just look back in history and develop the context.